So, at the UFC 315 press conference, Dana White confirms that Ilia Topuria is 100% fighting for the belt next at lightweight at UFC 317 International Fight Week. And whoever he fights for the belt, it all just depends on what happens this weekend between JDM and Bilal. So if Jack Della Maddalena wins, then Ilia will fight Charles because Islam will vacate and move up to fight Jack for a second belt. If Bilal wins, which I think is going to happen, then we're going to end up seeing if Bilal wins, we're going to get the fight that we all want, which is Islam versus Ilia. What's up, Colostrum? And I mean, yeah, this honestly is perfect. I'm glad we finally have some confirmation on what's next. I'm just hoping Bilal wins and we get Islam Ilia because I mean that at the end of the day, that's the fight that all the fans want. We want Ilia Islam. I mean, Charles and Ilia is a fight that any of us fans would settle for. That's a banger, but Islam and Ilia, that's like 2 pound for pound greats going at it. Undefeated, confident, and dangerous Ilia versus Islam, who hasn't lost a fight in like 10 years, who's the pound for pound number one. There's just so much hype behind that fight. Yeah, we got 2 more days until Grasso versus Silva and Manon versus Valentina. Cannot wait for both fights. I mean, overall, I'm very excited for like the entire card or main card at least of UFC 315. Like I'm excited, I'm nervous, like I like cards that make me feel this way. Yo, what's up, James Perez? But my thoughts though on what's going to happen here, I think that if Jack wins, Ilia will become double champion because I think he beats Charles. But if Bilal wins, I think Ilia gets his first loss because I do believe that Makhachev would, in fact, beat Ilia Topuria. I just think Islam is a way harder fight. He's a more difficult puzzle to solve because we know he's dominant with his wrestling and grappling. His takedowns are hard to stop. He's got good ground control, good submissions. He is a mauler. And then on the feet, he's also good. I think on the feet, he's competitive with Ilia, and you combine that with the takedown threat. Islam also has sneaky power and defense, which is tricky to get by. And he's got great fight IQ and he's well coached. I mean, Ilia could win that fight. Topuria can definitely beat him. I can totally see it. He's got the power, the inside fighting, and if he can get on the inside of Islam's height and reach and get him against the cage, he can shut anyone's lights out. So, but I just think Islam is he's too good. But someone like Charles is way more beatable, easier to hit, gets rocked in almost every fight. I think Charles is like competitive with him on the feet with Ilia. He's got better kicks, he's got better knees. Overall, he's got good Muay Thai. But to win the fight, he has to get it to the ground. He has to get Ilia Topuria down and submit him because the longer they stay standing, eventually Ilia's going to get inside it and he's going to catch him and he's going to put him to sleep. I have respect for you. I know you a real hater. That's not the issue. The post he made about Grasso didn't have to give her a rematch. They are not built the same. That was one of the dumbest shit ever, bro. Okay. I know that's not gonna resonate with everybody, but I don't care. I give Topuria a good chance. He has to catch him and KO him, basically. That's it. Islam is him right now. Islam's defense is still underrated. Oh, absolutely. I'm a big Islam fan, and I do not want to see him fight Ilia because Ilia just needs that one punch. I know it's a scary fight. It's a scary fight, but I think Islam, if anyone's going to humble Ilia, I think it's Islam. And honestly, my prediction is Makhachev wins by sub and he wins by Darce choke, similar to how we finished Moicano. Not as quickly, not as easily. Like, it'll be a longer, harder fight, but I think eventually he's going to catch Ilia in a transition as Ilia is trying to get back up. But if it's Charles, how that fight's going to go is I think Oliveira is going to hold his own on the feet. He'll land a lot of good calf kicks, a lot of good teep kicks, knees up the middle as Ilia's crashing forward. He might even land some decent boxing combinations of his own. And he might be able to land some good clinch shots as well, like knee clinches and stuff. But again, like I said, I feel like he has to take him down because it's only a matter of time before Ilia gets to him. Ilia is like a ticking time bomb. It's like you can have success against Ilia on the feet until eventually he makes the reads he needs to, and then he traps you and he puts you away, like he did to Volkanovski, which that win aged well because we saw what Volk did in his next fight, and Max, the guy who has basically an impenetrable chin. It's gonna be Charles. Ilia dog walks him. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know if he dog walks him, but he will definitely finish him. Ilia does have dynamite, but it's not about that. I'm interested in Islam Ilia fight because on paper, Ilia seems to have what could work against Islam, but I can't go against Islam. Yeah, I totally agree. Ilia kind of has what Volk has. He's short, stocky, powerful, but he's more dangerous than Volk. But like Volk, he's short, lower center of gravity with good takedown defense. And being short is already going to make it very difficult for the taller, rangier Islam to get in on him, to engage him, to work his grappling. Ilia is obviously going to show good resistance to the grappling of Islam, and he's going to show good scrambling ability, and he's not going to be the easiest guy in the world to hold down either. And we saw Volkanovski tag up Islam in moments. If that's Ilia putting hands on Islam like that, he's going to put him away. But the thing is about Makhachev is he just has too much experience against tough, top tier opponents, more so than Ilia. Like he's been in there with Charles Oliveira, who's one of the most dangerous finishers in the lightweight division. Heavy hands, good striking, and world-class BJJ. He went out there, shut down Oliveira in every aspect of MMA, from striking to grappling, and submitted the submission artist. He beat Volkanovski not once, but twice, and Volkanovski's a hard guy to beat. He embraced the struggle the first time and still got it done, just barely, and then finished him in the rematch, which is very impressive. And then he showed he can go to war against guys like Volk or even Poirier, another dangerous test because Poirier's got experience, grit, power, also has good BJJ as well. And Islam handled that. He went through the fire and he eventually subbed him. And he also fought Arman Sarukian. I know Arman was young, but he has that win under his belt too. So I do think he has the experience to deal with a guy as dangerous as Ilia. Let me see. Why am I getting that internet bar up there? Okay, anyway. Um Ilia has skill and is well rounded. Then you add dynamite and he has that. It's not the dynamite alone. DJ, who do you think wins the scrambles between Val and Manon? Val is gonna check Manon's black belt. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I think Val has the grappling advantage over Furo by a mile, but I don't know. I think Manon is going to be difficult to take down, like harder to take down than Alexa Grasso. Doesn't mean that Val can't take her down, but can she keep her down is the question. If Bilal wins, which I think he will, um, Islam is next, and Dana basically just confirmed that. Yeah, I just spoke about that one earlier. What's up, Toron Brown? So we just got the face off today between Grasso and Natalia at the press conference, and we are 2 days away from this fight. Okay, and I couldn't be any more nervous because I really want Grasso to get back in that win column. Because I did a video about this earlier. I just know that if she freaking loses this fight, she's just gonna fall under obscurity, you know? Like, so many people are under that belief that her first win over Shevchenko was a fluke. And most people are picking Natalia because they think that Grasso was never that good and that she's just going to be fodder. She's going to be a stepping stone for Natalia to get to the title shot. And I just want Grasso to prove that, nah, she wasn't a fluke champion. Even if she couldn't beat Val twice, even if she loses to Val 9 out of 10 times, I still want Grasso to earn that respect back. She has to. Like, there's a lot at stake, I believe, in this entire card, which nobody talks about. Nobody talks about the stakes throughout UFC 315. There's actually hella stakes in this whole card. Like, hold on, I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm just going to pull up Tapology real quick. So I'm going to take this off my screen, but I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to pull up Tapology. Yeah, this card has so many stakes. Bilal Muhammad, JDM. Bilal has to win in order for us fans to get what we want with Ilia Topuria. And in order for us fans to get our way with Ilia Islam, Bilal has to win. Because if Bilal loses, Islam won't fight Ilia and fans will be disappointed. So I'm seeing a lot of fans in this sort of I don't know what word to call it. Should I say lose-lose? But they're in a position where it's like, we hate Bilal, but we have to root for him if we want Islam to fight Ilia. And so many people are dreaded at the fact now they have to root for Bilal. Because they know that if Jack wins, that could ruin things for the lightweight division. And then Grasso versus Natalia, again, that's another fight that's another fight with stakes. Also, Benoit Saint-Denis is fighting to defend his job because he's on a 2-fight L streak where he got finished 2 fights in a row. So he needs to get this win. And I mean, he's getting spared by not fighting Joel Alvarez anymore. He's fighting Kyle Prebolek, but he's the biggest favorite on the entire card. And if he loses, he's definitely done. He'll probably get cut. If Grasso loses, I mean, she'll still be like a valid top contender in the division, but she just won't. Her days of being a title contender will be over, and that's not going to be good for her career. Val Manon, it doesn't feel like there's much stakes behind this. Aldo definitely has to win because of that last performance. He's got to make up for it. And then Bilal has to win if we want Islam Ilia. And honestly, this card is so underrated. Like, people hate on it, but every fight on this pay-per-view has me excited. Every single fight on this pay-per-view, I'm hyped, I'm nervous for. Like, fight night's going to be great. This is actually a very underrated pay-per-view. All right, let me just read these comments now. Bilal is gonna F JDM up. I agree, but I don't know. I could weirdly see Jack winning that fight. Actually, I'm kind of worried about my pick, and I've not got a title fight correct since UFC 312, which was Dricus against Sean. I've botched every other title fight prediction since. I picked Pereira to beat Ankalaev, but I mean, a lot of people had Pereira winning that. Should have picked Ankh. Didn't pick Big Ankh, and I paid for it. I picked Diego to beat Volk wrong. So I don't know, man. I think I only got 2 title fights right this year, which is Islam Moicano and Dricus Strickland. So I have to get Val right, even though I want her to lose, and I got to get Bilal right so I can just get back on track. Because my pride is on the line. I don't want to be known as that guy who has just terrible predictions. Because right now in title fights this year, I think, so the ones I got wrong, Umar, Tatiana, Diego, Pereira. So I'm like 2-4. If I get these 2 title fights wrong this weekend, I'm going to be 2-6. That's going to be embarrassing. Let me read more. I know Grasso's your girl, but Natalia is going to be too fast for her. We'll see. Grasso's fast too. People are overhyping the hate. Bullet couldn't care less about Manon. Just another body. Manon is one acting, Manon is the one acting. Like, I want to retire her, and I want to suck her D. I don't understand that comment. She can't be a fluke champ. She won fair and square, but Grasso, but all that Grasso era is the phoniest era ever. More like a mute era. I don't agree, but whatever, it's your opinion. I mean, Grasso became the champion for a reason. And I think she was meant to beat Val. Maybe not do it twice, but she was meant to be the first female Mexican UFC champion. And I believe that she had the perfect style to get the job done. Valentina has mainly fought bums throughout her title reign, except for Andrade and Joanna and Santos, but she usually hasn't fought anyone that good. She's fought a bunch of cans who are afraid of her or are mentally beat before the fight started. When she fought Grasso, she fought someone who can actually hang with her in the stand-up, someone who has better hands, someone who's got a slick submission game, and someone who's got confidence, and someone who's been studying her game for years. And then that second fight arguably should have been a title defense for Alexa Grasso. I mean, a lot of people are kind of split on who they thought won. A lot of people thought Grasso won, and there's another half that thought Valentina won. But we could be in a different reality right now where Grasso wins the second fight by split decision, and people could still cope and call it robbery. Grasso would have one defense officially as a win. Then she'd probably fight Aaron and win that fight. And then, I don't know, Manon, she'd probably fight her down the line. And then, I don't know. I want to think Grasso would win that fight, but she could have arguably been a defending champion right now if she wasn't like tied down to that Shevchenko trilogy. Because that second fight was a draw, she was forced to run it back one more time. But as I said in my video on why Grasso must win, beating Valentina twice is hard to do. Good luck doing it 3 times, unless you're Amanda Nunes. Like, Nunes is the only person I could see beating Shevchenko 3 fights in a row. I don't care about Bilal, honestly. No hate, just indifferent. Fair enough. Team Val for my homie James. That might have been the worst fight press conference ever. Yeah, I was disappointed. I was expecting more trash talk between Manon and Val. Manon was quiet for the most part, barely got asked any questions. Did Grasso even get asked any questions? And then there was a bit of talk between Bilal and JDM, but yeah, the presser wasn't good. I agree. Bro, if you don't care about women's MMA, then this card is all right at best. But you guys just like it because you like women's MMA. I mean, do you like women's MMA, James? And I mean, it's not just any old women's MMA fights on this card. Like, we got Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. Val is one of the pound-for-pound greats in women's MMA. Manon Fiorot is a solid streaking contender. Very good fighter. Grasso, formidable former champion. Natalia Silva, formidable up-and-comer. And then Jessica Andrade versus Jazz the Vizius. Jazz is a solid fighter, a grinder. And then Andrade, a brute force, former champion, juggernaut. These are great women's MMA fights on UFC 315. And I think these fights are definitely part of what makes this card so good. And this is easily one of the best Canadian pay-per-views we've had. UFC 215, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, like, I'm trying to remember. That card was all right. It had Nunes, Shevchenko, and the co-main was RDA Magny. And then we had Cejudo on there. And then there was also Jeremy Stevens. That actually was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I'm not going to lie. But this is even better than 215, and this clears 297, which was bad, and 289, which is bad. Because like I said, like cards like this UFC 289 were just a bunch of crappy fights, uninteresting fights that I had to sit through just to get to this fight, or just to get to this fight, even though this fight was a stinker. And then it's like, it's the same thing with 297. Uninteresting fights that I had to sit through just to get to this fight. I was excited for this fight, but it sucked, ultimately. Let's be honest, Manon ain't no Kayla Harrison in the ground, and we haven't seen her stuck on her back. So how will she respond to adversity on the ground? Is she prepared for that? We'll find out. Only time will tell. There's only one way to find out. But I do think Manon's going to be prepared. I mean, Alexa was prepared. I mean, I know she eventually lost when they had the trilogy, but never got finished in all three fights. She even escaped the crucifix in the first fight, and survived Val's submission attempts in the second fight. So I'm pretty sure Manon is like really working hard on her defensive grappling. So we'll see. I mean, it's possible that Val goes out there and does what she did to Andrade and Chikagian, but it's also possible that Manon shows to be really hard to take down, really hard to keep down. And this comes down to a striking match, which I do think ultimately is going to favor Shevchenko for the most part. Like, I do think that Valentina Shevchenko wins if it stays on the feet. But Manon could make it interesting in the stand-up as well. But grappling-wise, I feel like it's just a mystery as far as how that's going to play out. Striking-wise, I already kind of have a good idea that Valentina is just going to be too fast, too good defensively, too sharp with her counters, and just outpoint her. I'm real confident that Belal beats JDM. I don't see him losing that belt that fast. He's too good. We'll see. I mean, I think he beats Jack. I don't know if he beats Rachmanov, though. That's where I think the challenge lies. I think he beats Ian the Cut Gary, who thinks he deserves a title shot but doesn't. Brady, the rematch is interesting. I'm not sure who would win that fight. I think Belal would probably beat him again. I think Belal does actually beat most contenders at welterweight. But yeah, I think Shavkat's a terrible matchup for Belal. And actually, let me just look through these rankings right now and try to gauge how Belal's reign might actually play out in this division. So welterweight, yeah, I think he's going to win this weekend, but it's not guaranteed though. JDM is dangerous with his pressure, his boxing, his pocket fighting. And we saw Belal hang in the pocket a lot against Leon Edwards, but JDM ain't no Leon Edwards. He can scrap in close, doesn't fold under pressure, and can make Belal pay for his aggression. But ultimately, I think Belal is just going to do his thing with the wrestling and win by decision. But the Brady fight, Brady's gotten better, eh? Brady's like massively improved since that last fight. I think Belal wins again, but doesn't finish him. I think it would be like a close decision. Shavkat, I think, would win because he's got better striking. I think his takedown defense will be good enough to keep the fight standing. He's strong enough in the clinch. I just think his only like weakness might be his cardio. He does kind of fade a little bit. His striking defense isn't that great, but Belal's not really that great of a striker. And I don't think Belal's pressure would work on Shavkat. Shavkat is the pressure. He's not the guy who gets pressured. Usman, this is interesting because Usman and Belal have a bit of a rivalry going on right now. A fight between them broke out on the podcast that Usman's not going to drop. Prime Usman, I think, beats Bilal all day, but we have not seen Usman in like what 2 years. He's riding 2 or 3 straight losses in a row. I don't even know if Usman gets past Joaquin Buckley. So I mean, we'll have to see how Usman does in his next fight. But as of right now, I slightly lean Bilal. Like I said, I think he beats Ian. Buckley, that's actually a dangerous fight because Buckley's explosive, powerful, aggressive, improved, good takedown defense. Buckley actually has a good chance against Muhammad. Like this division has improved by a lot. Like so much talent. I don't know if Bilal's gonna be like a dominant champ like Usman or Woodley was. Definitely not like GSP was. Like he's gonna lose at least in a fight or two. And he might lose this Saturday. Like Bilal will get like 1 or 2 defenses minimum, in my opinion. Grasso didn't win nothing in the second fight, except she dropped Shevchenko in round two, except she suplexed her in the fourth round and could have won that if she chose position over submission. Stuffed the takedown and landed a bunch of knees upside her head. And then round five, oh yeah, she reversed Val's takedown, took her back, beat her up. But yeah, she totally didn't do anything. You're totally right. And if anyone's lucky about Michael Bell's poor decision making, I think it's I think it's Valentina because she could have been coming off a loss. Michael Bell made the fifth round a 10-8 because he knew that he should have given Grasso the fourth round. He panicked. Had he just given Grasso round four, there would be a different result right now. Grasso would be 2-0, and she'd probably still be champion right now. And let me just pull up the stats of that second fight as well, shall we? Hold on. Okay, so the rematch, Alexa Grasso lands 262 total strikes to Valentina's 199 total strikes. Alexa Grasso lands 84 significant strikes to Valentina's 80 significant strikes. Now, fair enough. Val got like 4 takedowns out of 7. Grasso like got 1, but she got a takedown. She got a knockdown. They both did damage, but to act like there's just no possible way that Grasso could have won that fight is just absolutely ridiculous. It was a close fight, fair enough, but to say there's nothing Grasso did is crazy talk. Wait, did I add this to the stage? Hold on. Oof. One sec. There it is. I think I forgot to add that to the stage like a dumbass, but there are the stats on the screen. I'm going to repeat myself again. Grasso landed 262 total strikes to Valentina's 199 total strikes. Landed more significant strikes, 84 to Valentina's 80. Val got her 4 takedowns. Grasso got her 1. Who got the knockdown? Both inflicted damage. It was a close fight. I wouldn't have called it a robbery if Shevchenko would have gotten it, but I don't think it's fair to say that it would have been a robbery if Alexa won it. It was a high level, close fight. They both had their moments. Grasso's clearest round was the second and fifth. Val's clearest round was the first and the third. The fourth round was literally a swing round. And we have swing rounds in close fights like that. And unfortunately, Michael Bell was an idiot and he decided to make the fifth round a 10-8 rather than just giving Grasso the fourth round. she's lucky Lord Bell even gave her that draw. Her title reign shouldn't have lasted 6 months. Or should have lasted 6 months. That's not an era at all. I mean, it lasted for a year and a half, so it technically is an era, and it's an era that's about to relapse within a year or so. So keep coping. Hate Grasso all you want, but she's one of the best flyweights in the world. She's the only one to get a finish in the 3-fight series. Val never finished her, so only real losses for the one was Nunes won and Grasso won. That's it. No, I thought Nunes won the second fight too, but barely. And I thought she lost to Tyler Santos, lost the second Grasso fight. But man, I hope that Manon Fiorot beats Valentina Shevchenko though, because these Val fans, they're due for a humbling, man. I'm sick of them. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that Valentina is going to win the fight by a clear and comfortable unanimous decision. But Manon is just getting so much disrespect. Hardly anyone's giving her a chance. And Val fans as a whole are just annoying and cocky. They act like Valentina is untouchable when she almost lost to Santos, should have lost the second fight to Grasso, and lost the first fight as well. And Val fans expect everyone to suck up to Val and kiss her ass. And every time someone doesn't, then Val fans get all butthurt. So it would be nice to see Valentina get knocked off her throne once again, just so these fans can get put in their place. Well, Nunes did beat her twice. She did. Okay, so if this isn't beating somebody twice, I don't know what is. She literally has 2 losses to Amanda Nunes officially. Officially 2 losses. People who call that second fight a robbery are just biased Valentina Shevchenko fans. They can't accept the reality or handle the idea of her losing, let alone to somebody twice. And a lot of people were picking Valentina to win that second fight against Nunes. Nunes was an underdog for whatever bizarre reason. And then Nunes went out there, proved so many people wrong, and they couldn't accept it. So their only cope was, oh, it was a robbery. It wasn't a legit win. Me, women's MMA is all right. I'm not a hardcore fan. I just rock with the best. Fair enough. Andrade is a turtle on her back. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Andrade, speaking of Jessica Andrade, hold on a second. So Andrade is saying, you have to be a truck to take me down to Jazz the Vizzies. What are your thoughts on this? Because I don't know. I mean, Rose was in the truck and took her down in both fights. And then didn't Lauren Murphy take her down too? So you're not taken down by almost. Usually, anyone who shoots a takedown on Andrade usually catches her off guard with the first attempt. And I mean, Jazz the Vizzius is a really good grappler, so I don't know. Andrade might be a little overconfident here. What do you think about the Bullets fight kit? That shit looks pretty good, honestly. Not because she's my girl. Yeah, I agree. I think that's fire. I think that looks good on her, honestly. I can't deny that. But speaking of fight kit, oh shit, hold on a second. Um, Speaking of fight kit, I want to show y'all something. I got ChatGPT to make it AI Alexa Grasso custom fit. I'm gonna add this to the stage. This looks pretty fire, not gonna lie. I know Grasso's not gonna rock a custom fit. I knew she wouldn't because, she's not in a title fight. If she was the champion still, she would probably wear something like this. But I wish Grasso could see this. I can't tag her on my DJC Combat Instagram account for some reason. I try to tag her so she could see it. Because if she did, I wonder if she would be like, huh, maybe I could wear this for my next fight. But yeah, no, I agree. Valentina, I like the dragon look, the tiger look and stuff. And I knew Valentina was going to wear custom gear once she got the belt back because she has that kind of personality about her. She's got that motion about her where it's like, for sure she's going to be one of the champs who rock the custom fit. I'm not surprised that Bilal didn't, though. Bilal went to the standard black and gold. Manon won't get taken down. Maybe they'll get a takedown each. But they won't keep each other down. So it'll be a striking fight. It'll be very close. Yeah, I agree. That's my take on this fight as well. Totally agree. I think that for the most part, we're going to see a lot of striking because the thing is with with Grasso is she doesn't have very good takedown defense. She's got 54% takedown defense. And what was I gonna say? Manon Furo has a 92% takedown defense, so I don't think Manon's gonna be as easy to take down. But even if Manon tries to take down Val, she doesn't really have that strong of offensive grappling. So I think Val can defend takedowns or get up from takedowns. I do think grappling wise, they're gonna cancel each other out, and it's gonna come down to striking, but the problem with Manon, and this is what sucks, because I'm rooting for Furo. I know she's not going to win the fight, but thing is, hold on a second. I want to go back to screen sharing. I need to reset because I want to make a point here. Yeah, thing is, like, as much as I want Manon to win or to believe she has a good chance, the reason why Alexa Grasso was able to beat Valentina in that first fight, for one, she caught her off guard with her boxing. Valentina is used to always having the advantage on the feet. I don't think she expected Grasso's boxing to be that good or that elite or good enough to stand up to her striking. So there was the element of surprise there. Val has always had a weakness in her boxing that no one exposed until Grasso came along. And even when Val tightened up going into the second fight, the longer they stood, the better it was for Grasso. Grasso is just so tight when it comes to in close fighting and pocket exchanges. Whereas Furo, her striking is a little more sloppy compared to Grasso. She doesn't have good boxing. She's got good kicks. She's got a good side kick. But when she punches, she's like lunging forward like this with her chin in the air. Like, I don't like her punching combinations. And I think it's going to be very easy for Valentina to see the shots coming, slip them, slip and rip, and just make Manon pay every time she tries to commit. And every time she misses, Val's going to pull her head off the center line. She's going to pull on those sloppy punches and then return with her own nasty combinations. That's how I see this fight. Like, I don't think that Manon is going to have the same striking success that Alexa Grasso did. And quite frankly, I don't think that she's going to have a finishing threat with her grappling like Alexa did. Alexa has a submission game. Manon Furo doesn't. Like I don't see Manon jumping on Valentina's back and choking her out. When Valentina Grasso was booked the first time, I could kind of visualize Grasso getting her back and choking her out. I wasn't entirely sure. Like I didn't pick Grasso by sub. I think I picked her to win by decision in the first fight, but I could have kind of imagined like Grasso could maybe catch her in a sub. I can't see Manon doing that. I can't see Manon outboxing her. I can't see her submitting Val. I can't see her knocking her out. I could see Grasso doing all three things ahead of the first fight, which is why I picked Alexa Grasso. And I was right. I was right that Grasso could outbox her in fight one. I was right that she could get a finish. She got the sub. And I was damn near close to being right about a knockout because Grasso dropped her. I don't think that Manon has that kind of danger factor that Alexa did. And plus, we already saw that upset loss in Val's career play out once. I don't know if that's about that. I don't know if that same story is about to play out again. It got played out once. Val just got the belt back. She's still motivated. She doesn't like Manon. She wants to humble her. I just can't see her letting this one slip. I can't see Val fumbling this one, unfortunately. I was a little worried at first because Erin couldn't take Manon down, but then I thought about it. Val is stronger than Erin, and she's got better takedowns than Erin. Yeah, I agree. Erin's wrestling is not as good as I thought it was. Her wrestling is crap. I mean, once she gets you there, she's dangerous with her control or ground and pound and submissions, but her takedowns are so half-assed. I mean, there's a reason why Andrade was able to defend her takedowns on short notice. She could barely take down Rose until Rose gassed out in the fight. And I think I heavily overhyped Erin's grappling wrestling going into the Manon fight, hence why I picked Blanchfield. But then I watched the fight. I mean, Erin barely shot a takedown, but even when she tried, she couldn't get it. And Valentina doesn't half-ass her shots. Once she goes in for her takedowns, she fully commits. When she wants a takedown, she usually gets her takedowns. Or she makes you work to defend them. I'm confident that Bilal can beat Shavkat. I mean, I don't think it's crazy to think that Bilal could win that fight. He could, because like I said, Shavkat kind of has a weakness in cardio, and Bilal's got great cardio. I mean, maybe Bilal could win by just constantly pushing Shavkat up against the cage, wearing him down with volume and pressure. Maybe, and maybe even though his striking is sloppy, Shavkat Rakhmonov is hittable. He gets in a lot of brawls. And maybe, just maybe, Bilal could outgrid him. And maybe his wrestling would work as Shavkat starts to slow down. Like, that is possible, but Shavkat's my pick. It's not because I'm doubting Bilal or don't think Bilal is that good. I just think Shavkat beats everyone right now. I think he's on another level. I think he's the truth. And it sucks he's not getting a title shot this weekend. And it sucks that his title shot isn't guaranteed. He fumbled it by being injured and not being able to fight this weekend. Because now what's going to happen is if Jack wins, we're not going to get Jack versus Shavkat. We're going to get Jack versus Islam. And then Shavkat's got to fight. So he's got to fight somebody else. If Bilal wins, it's still not guaranteed because Sean Brady's the number one contender. You got Ian the Cut Gary saying that he deserves the next title shot, even though he clearly doesn't, and he's delusional. Anything is possible. Like anyone else could get selected in the welterweight division, but I do think Shavkat's delayed, but he's not denied. Brady looked like a beast against Rocky, but Rocky is done. Oh, dude, Brady looked sick in that fight. That was a crazy performance by Sean Brady. Like that really impressed me. What he was able to do to Leon, just take him down, control him, maul him, and then eventually submit him. Like, I mean, he's been on a roll ever since getting finished by Bilal. And I remember when Bilal finished him, I was a Brady doubter. Like, I picked Sean Brady to beat Muhammad when they fought back in 2022. And then I was dead wrong, and then I felt embarrassed. And then after that, when he was supposed to fight JDM, like Jack's gonna knock out Brady like Bilal did. But honestly, Brady probably would have won that fight if the fight would have went through. And then I doubted Sean against Kelvin Gastelum. He dominates, subs him. I didn't make a pick for the Burns fight, but again, he goes out there, beats Burns. And then I had Brady beating Leon this whole time. And then last minute, I switched to Leon. I privated the video because I felt embarrassed for switching. But from the start, I knew Brady was going to do what he did because I think Leon Edwards is hella overrated. Shouldn't have beat Usman in that second fight at UFC 278. Leon cannot deal with dominant wrestlers. And he only shut down Usman's wrestling in the trilogy because Usman, old, no knees, and Leon grabbed the cage a bunch of times. And Colby barely even tried to wrestle. And when he did, he was able to take Leon down. And Brady is not washed like Usman or Colby. And he fully committed to his grappling. And Leon wasn't able to get by fence grabbing. But yeah, Brady is definitely a problem in the division. And I mean, I don't know if he becomes the champion, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like something in Brady switched after that Bilal fight. He's became meaner in personality and just meaner in fight style. Yeah, JDM definitely needs body punches because Bilal Muhammad has a good chin. Um, and Bilal defensively isn't horrible on the feet either. Like he's very good. He can be a pressure cooker where he just gets in your face, walks you against the cage, gets you in the pocket and overwhelms you like he did to Leon or Brady. Or he can play it safe but make himself frustrating to fight. Like when he fought Luque, he was defensive, he played it safe, but Luque couldn't get to him. Luque couldn't land that home run. He took the same approach against Gilbert Burns. And he could take a similar approach against JDM, but if JDM uses body shots, that's going to be money. Yeah, Bilal beats Usman right now, probably. But hey, I mean, if Usman goes out there and destroys Buckley, I might change my mind. But right now, there's just so many unknowns when it comes to Usman and where he's at in his career right now. Nah, I don't think Buckley is him, even though he's good. Do you think Buckley beats Usman though, James? Yeah, I think this is gonna be his one defense though, his only defense, and then he loses to Shavkat Rakhmonov next. But I mean, I don't know. 2025 is a cursed year for undefeated fighters. The undefeated are 13 and 22 in 2025. So who knows? Cosmically speaking, that might be a good sign for Bilal. Okay, I might be reading some like older comments right now. She didn't suplex nothing in the fourth. She literally grabbed Val by the back, picked her up, and slammed her on the ground. All right, I'm reading a bunch of old comments. Hold on. I'm like way behind. 1 second. 1 second. Let me read the more up to date comments. Oh, MMA Arts here. All right, hold on. I miss the old days of the UFC before the fight kits, like before the custom gear. Uh, I mean, I like that they're going that route of giving fighters custom gear because it gives fighters personality now. Because pre-sponsorship era, fighters were able to wear whatever they wanted, and they wore a certain design of trunks that stood out to that fighter. Like Anderson Silva was known as the guy who wore black and yellow trunks, black at the front and yellow at the back. You know, Rampage Jackson, camo shorts, Chuck Liddell, blue Iceman trunks, Tito Ortiz, those black trunks with like the fire lining at the bottom, and sometimes he'd switch colors, but he wore a design that was like a trademark to Tito, right? So many fighters had their styles of trunks that's like it stands out to that fighter. Shogun Hua, the bad boy trunks, right? Now, ever since the UFC has gone that sponsorship route, Fighters have not been able to have their own personality. They've just been kind of going in uniform with whichever the organization has laid out for them. But now that fighters can actually wear custom, now we got like Valentina with her own design now. John Jones with his Philippians 413 shorts design. Moreno with his design. Oliveira with his design. Drickus with his design. Ilia with his design. Holloway with the floral shorts. Like it's cooler now. But I also do kind of miss when champions would wear black and gold. That is kind of a fire look. I'm not gonna lie, but let me keep reading. The truth is no one's ever touched the bullet on the feet as many times as Grasso touched her. So it was like, holy shit, when she was beating her on the feet. Yes, exactly, bro. Exactly. Nobody knew that was going to happen except for me, because I was the one guy who picked Alexa to win that fight, and everybody called me crazy. Everyone was like, bro, how does Grasso win this fight? You're insane. I remember when I did my UFC 235 or 285 prediction video, I called that Grasso win. I called it to a T, and everyone was like, what? Why are you going against Val? And then the fight happened, and people saw why. It's because I knew Grasso had the youth advantage. I saw Val was kind of slowing down in her fights. Grasso was improving, and I had a feeling that Alexa was going to outbox her. Now, I didn't know that Valentina was going to be able to just wrestle fuck her a bunch in that fight, so I thought it would be a striking match where Grasso would mainly dominate and win a decision. Let me see. Brother, she didn't outbox her in the first fight. She I'm not reading that. Jeff Neal was taking to Shavkat, don't forget. I know, but I don't think that means anything. Like, Jeff Neal is a tough fighter. He's a good striker. And Shavkat still won that fight and got the standing choke. I have a feeling we're going to see MVP versus Colby Covington at UFC 318 in July. Damn, that's an interesting fight. I mean, if we get Colby versus MVP, I think Colby's going to finally get a win because MVP cannot wrestle. His takedown defense is terrible. Ian Gary, I know he's well-rounded, but he's a striker. Ian Gary should not be able to easily, comfortably take you down and control you like that. That shouldn't be happening. He couldn't do that to Carlos Prates. So I think Colby, a traditional All-American D1 wrestler, is easily going to have his way with MVP. Manon's best opponent was a war with Aaron, one-trick pony who can't strike and had bad takedowns. While Valentina fought the best of the best, Manon had Valentina. All Manon has on Valentina is a physical advantage. Yeah, I agree. That's exactly why I'm picking Val. And if Manon didn't get the knee injury and was to fight Valentina at UFC 285, I would have picked Valentina to win that fight. I never looked at Manon as a threat to Val. I mean, biasly speaking, after Val won at UFC 306, I was like, oh, Manon's the next champion because I was angry. But when I had time to think about it, I'm like, nah, Val's not going to lose that fight to Manon. No way. Well, let me look through my old videos. I want to take a trip down memory lane to when I picked Alexa to win, and I was like a genius who called it. Ooh. Let me just go to my channel. Let me just scroll down through all the oldest videos. Because this was all the way back in like February 2023 when I made this prediction. Okay, I'm in 2023, but it's not letting me scroll any lower for some reason. Won't let me go anywhere past July. Let me try to check like the oldest or something. Okay, let me look oldest because I can go all the way back to 2023. If it doesn't let me do that, though, I'm going to be pissed off. So I'm in January. Okay, I'm in February. Okay, there it is. There it is. Let me go all the way back. Let me go all the way back. I'm going to share my screen right now. See, right here, I called that shit. I called it confidently. All right, moving up the card now, the first title fight of the evening, the Women's Flyweight Championship of the World. Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko, looking to put her title on the line for the 8th time against a fresh contender who's never fought for the belt before.
This is my
Alexa Grasso. This is her first shot at gold against such a dangerous world champion, a dangerous challenge for Alexa Grasso. You know, she's got an uphill battle to climb against someone who's been dominant, who's been the champion of this division for 4.5 years, who has the record for most title defenses in WMA history, 9-0 in women's flyweight. That's no easy feat. However, I do believe that Alexa Grasso is the one to get it done against Valentina Shevchenko. She brings a lot of things to the table that I believe will pose some new and unique and interesting challenges to Valentina Shevchenko. Alexa Grasso has the speed, you know, of a former strawweight. I think she's faster than anyone Valentina's ever fought before. She's got better boxing than anyone Valentina's ever fought before. And honestly, I think she's got better boxing than Valentina Shevchenko,
right,
which, yes, that is going to be a shocker for some people. Like punch for punch, that's where Alexa's going to hold the advantage. Now, all around,
see that right there? I said right there, Grasso is going to be the better boxer, and it's going to surprise people. That is exactly what I said. And then the fight played out. We saw what happened. Valentina was uncomfortable on the feet and needed to wrestle. Hold on, let me just catch up to some of these other comments that I may have missed. Someone, yeah, Kohlstrom's like, DJ, catch up to the chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was reading like way older stuff. I know. Hold on. Andrade needs to retire. She's taking up space at this point. I don't think Andrade is going to retire anytime soon, though. She's like sticking around for a paycheck. She's like that veteran who has nothing better to do. She enjoys fighting, enjoys making money doing so. I don't think she's going to stop. Hold on. People keep saying Manon is going to go for the grappling. I doubt it because Manon isn't comfortable grappling and she has bad takedowns. Look at how she threw herself into a guillotine against Aaron. Yeah, I remember that moment. Hold on. And yeah, I don't think, did someone ask me if I think Manon will retire? I know MMA Art said she should retire and honor that bet. I'm going to say that she doesn't retire. I don't think whoever loses, I don't see either retiring. I think both Val and Manon are too prideful to retire if they lose. If Val loses, depending on how she loses, I mean, I don't know if she'll get a rematch because she already had her rematch and has no defenses on this reign. But as a competitor, she's going to want to get that back or at least get another fight and get a win to get that taste out of her mouth. And if Manon loses, it'll humble her, but I don't think she's going to lose her passion for fighting. I think she's 100% going to backtrack. Like, this is a false bet that they both got going on right now, Val and Manon. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, James, I'm taking a trip down memory lane as a Grasso fan who made a prediction that literally no one else made. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, Carter, you're crazy. And even look at some of these comments too. Like, everyone here was like doubting my pick. Why do you think Shevchenko will lose? I don't even think this person watched my video. This person agreed with me. This person had hope. And then this guy was like, oh, yeah, it will never happen. And then look what happened. And I'm like, imagine he jinxes it and it happens. And then it did happen. So delusional. It will never happen. Grasso fanboy. Everyone, including myself, knows Grasso has nothing for Val. Oh, that didn't age well. And even though I got the rematch wrong and the third fight wrong, it doesn't matter, you know? You can't blame me for believing in Alexa Grasso. Like, I pick Alexa every fight, and I rarely get a Grasso pick wrong. I picked her to lose to Carla. Actually, no. I picked Grasso, so never mind. The only two Grasso fights I got wrong was the third Val fight and the Carla fight. Every other fight, I was right about her, whether she would win or lose. Um, I called her entire flyweight run, so I had every right to be confident in Grasso that hey, she did it before, she could do it again. And she didn't, that's fine, but I can always have that first fight to fall back on. So, and if she wins this weekend, which I'm predicting, I also had that to fall back on. So, let's see, true, but I think that would be a mistake because if Val because or she might get submitted. Val could submit her. Um, Also, we haven't seen Manon scramble with anyone. So if Val can take her down, I'm not sure how Manon will respond to being on her back. Val has a slick crucifix. She does. I mean, that could happen, but we saw Grasso get crucifixed by Val and literally escape. So I don't know. I feel like that crucifix, it might be figured out. Like that's the thing that Val has went to so many times. And I think because there's so much tape on Val now. I think fighters have studied her and they've learned how to get out of that crucifix. So we'll see. I mean, maybe it's another Val crucifix win, but I think Manon's going to be super prepared when it comes to ground fighting. I don't think she'll be able to do enough or build enough momentum on the feet, but in terms of ground fighting, I think she'll be fine. That's how I see the fight. And I don't think Val's going to shoot that many takedowns anyway, because I think Val knows she's not going to need to take her down. I think Valentina knows I'm a better striker. Manon is not that threatening with her boxing. I can stand with her. So I think that's how she's going to approach it. Oh yeah, I saw you talking about that Leah McCourt fight like ages ago, or from ages ago. I saw you talk about that this morning. That is an interesting fight to look at though, because Leah got her with takedowns that Valentina gets every opponent with. No, I don't think that crucifix was with 2 seconds left of the round. It was in round two. I remember round two, Valentina was on top. Valentina had the crucifix. Alexa got out of it, okay, saying that Val let her go is cope. Why would Val have her in such a compromising position and not capitalize and finish her from there? You don't think Val didn't want to finish Grasso? At any given chance, by any means possible, of freaking course, she would go for it. Oh, are you talking about the third fight? Because I'm talking about the first fight. The first fight in round two, Val had the crucifix. Alexa escaped and got back to her feet because Grasso was prepared for that crucifix. And that was one thing I was worried about ahead of that fight. I was like, damn, what if Grasso gets taken down and crucifixed? What if she's winning on the feet but gets taken down and finished? But once she passed that crucifix test, I kind of knew she'd be okay. Um, yeah, other than that, I haven't really seen her use her clinch that much, but I hate if she's smart, she will use it to outmuscle Val. I just hope that Val's prepared to counter by using movement. I think the clinch exchanges are going to be very interesting. It'll be interesting to see like how their strength holds up against one another because I know Shevchenko is very, very physically strong, but so is Manon Fiorot. And Valentina does kind of struggle when she's up against someone who can match or outmatch her physical strength. That's why she had a hard time with Nunes. That's why Santos made it that close with her. And Manon Fiorot is big and strong. So who knows? Maybe she could reverse some takedowns. Maybe she could get some clinch control, but
I think if she's gonna win, she has to win on the feet. Unless she's actually capable of dominating on the ground, which I can't see. Okay, yeah, I don't remember that sequence, but I don't even want to remember. I don't even want to remember that third fight. Do you like Allen versus Vittori? Yes, I do. I do like that fight. They were supposed to fight last year, and I'm glad it's happening now. And I reckon Marvin Vittori's probably going to win that fight, honestly. Val has an ego problem, though. She loves trying to prove she can bully. She can out bully the bully, but I think she just should keep it standing. Yeah, I mean, she could run into that same problem she ran into with Tyla, but Tyla Santos is like an elite level grappler. So it kind of makes sense as to why the fight went the way it did. Whereas Manon is a striker. So I don't know if she's going to have that same level of grappling dominance against Shevchenko, even if she's able to defend takedowns. I picked Tyler Santos to win that fight, and I was very close to getting that one correct. I picked Val in my video when I did my UFC 275 prediction video, but then I think last minute on TikTok, I did like a prediction. I'm like, actually, I have a feeling Santos is going to win. And I mean, I could have been right, but whatever. Two other judges didn't give it to Tyler. It is what it is. But I took my second shot with Alexa and I didn't miss. So, I mean, I missed in the second and third, but I got Val that second time, though, with the first Grasso fight. But moving forward, I don't think I'm going to pick against Shevchenko again until the day comes where she loses. And then maybe if she loses the fight and loses convincingly, I might pick whoever beats her to beat her again in a rematch, whoever that is. But right now, it's going to be hard to go against Valentina. I don't think Manon beats her. I don't really think Wei Li beats her either. I don't think that Barber or Aaron beats her. Like, Valentina is just going to go out on her own terms like Amanda Nunes, I think. But, you know, I mean, anything can happen. And Val said that she's looking to complete another 8 rubies on her second belt. I don't think she's going to win another 8 fights in a row. Like, somewhere in between, she's going to have a loss if she fights long enough. But if Valentina is smart and has like a plan to fight maybe 2, 3 more times, I think she might retire on top if she wins this fight. I don't think I've ever picked against Val. She's the GOAT, the best. I picked against Valentina when she fought Nunes in the second fight, and I picked against her with Tyla and Alexa all 3 times. That's about it. But yeah, for the most part, I've always went for Valentina in her fights. And then same with Alexa. I pick Alexa in like every single fight. Maybe it's biased, but I just know that Grasso is better than most of these girls she's put in there with. Like, when Grasso came to the flyweight division, like, smaller man's skill or smaller women's skill is like a real thing in MMA. That it's legit, it's real. And back then, when Grasso moved to flyweight was a weaker division at the time. So I was very confident that Alexa was gonna have a rise to the title. Like, I knew she beat Yi Young Kim. I knew she'd outbox Macy Barber. I knew she would destroy Joanne Wood. I knew she'd beat Vivi Araujo. I'm like, bro, these girls got nothing on Alexa. Where I wasn't confident is when she was booked to fight Val. Like, originally, I was thinking of picking Val. I'm like, nah, Grasso's not going to win. But then by January of 2023, when the fight got announced, I did some thinking and I'm like, you know what? Actually, I see some paths to victory for Grasso. And I wasn't confident in my pick, but I just had to believe. Like, Grasso was literally one of my favorites ever. I just got to believe. And I picked Grasso just in case she wins. I can literally be the one who picked Alexa rather than pick Alexa or pick Val and then be wrong and regret not picking Alexa.
because then I wouldn't have got that chance for the second fight and the third fight. And man, her winning that fight against Val was just huge for me. Like, I remember I literally cried when Alexa Grasso won. Do you guys remember my post-fight reaction video where like I was freaking tearing up? I usually don't tear up after a fight outcome, especially if a fighter of mine wins. I was like just engaged after Rose beat Joanna for the title. That's how emotional I was. That's how much her beating Val the first time meant to me. Like, it wasn't just her beating Val, that's legacy defining, but it was her becoming the champion. The fact that I followed her journey for like a long time. I've been a fan of her since 2019, right? And then to believe in her, and then that for that belief to have payoff, it was magical. And honestly, UFC 285 was a great night. Like, great fights, great finishes. Shavkat Neal was a great fight to, warm me up for the co-main event, which was a great outcome. And then John Jones's comeback was amazing. I also called that. And I literally got every fight on this main card correct. That was like one of my best night of predictions I've ever had. I don't get the Gamrot hate. I don't know. I can kind of see why, but because he robbed Armin, he's kind of boring, doesn't have the most appealing style. I mean, I don't hate Gamrot personally, but I kind of get why he's not a fan favorite. I believe Val can still win all 8 rubies. I mean, we'll see. Valentina getting 16 defenses in total. No one in the UFC has ever gotten that many defenses. No one has ever got more than like 11 defenses of their belt. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Valentina's going to go that far. Like, eventually someone's going to come along and be better and beat her. Like, what if Dakota comes to the UFC and Dakota Ditcheva is as good as we all think she is? She might come along and beat Shevchenko. Like, even though Alexa couldn't beat her twice, she cracked that aura of invincibility that Valentina had. Because you remember before Val lost to Grasso, everyone was afraid to call out Valentina. All the contenders were like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Manon was talking like that. Grasso was kind of talking like that. She didn't even demand a title shot, but she went in there, she got it done, and now everyone's so confident that they can beat Val. Aaron's got confidence, Macy's got confidence, Manon's got confidence, and even if they don't beat her, confidence is key in this fight game. Fighting is mental. And if you don't believe you can beat someone, if you're afraid of your opponent like that, chances are you're not going to win. If you have confidence, that's going to up your chances. So Val doesn't have that fear factor anymore that she used to. I mean, she still has a skill and she's still better than most of these girls, but she's not feared. And this division has gotten so much better. And these girls, they keep leveling up. So I won't be surprised if eventually someone catches up within like the next year or two. Dakota will take over the top 5 flyweight division after Val retires. I hope she gets to the UFC and a title shot before Shevchenko retires, because I want to see that fight. And it's not even about the outcome or me wanting Val to lose. That's a great fight. Ditcheva and Shevchenko, 2 elite level strikers. Undefeated, confident Dakota with the style she has versus Valentina, the dominant, long-reigning champion with the experience she has. Like, that's a great fight. Honestly, that fight excites me more than Valentina versus Wei Li. So I hope we get that fight before Val retires. But I agree. I think Dakota beats most people in the top 5. I would even pick her to beat Grasso, and I always pick Grasso. That says a lot. I think she would beat Natalia. I think she'd beat Barber and Aaron. Manon, actually, I don't know who would win that fight. It's going to depend on how Manon does this Saturday, actually. You got your ass humbled, and now you're feeling yourself again. Hey, I mean, if you got a problem with me believing in my favorite fighter and gloating about their best win, then so be it. Whaley is easy work. Yeah, I don't think Whaley beats Valentina. Her striking is it's good, but compared to Val, it's too sloppy, too reckless. It works on Tatiana because Tatiana can't strike. It works on these other girls in the division, but against Val, I don't see her catching Shevchenko clean with that brawling style. I don't see her out wrestling Valentina either. So, like, I don't think she's good. Like, Valentina's not is not Tatiana Suarez, so that's a completely different fight. Grasso, Macy, Aaron, Natalia would all get finished by Dakota. Probably. No one is the one, brother. We'll see. I mean, Grasso was the one. I mean, she wasn't Valentina's kryptonite or permanent undoing, but she was Grasso's or Valentina's first and only loss in the division. So, and even though now Val got that win back, Grasso's forever going to have that win over Valentina on her resume. So I don't care. How Dakota has skills, younger, physical advantage. If we compare them with the same opponent, she did to Santos, what Valentina couldn't do, and Santos was competitive. Dakota is the only one beating Val. Yeah, that's the most unbiased take I've ever heard from you so far. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Valentina struggled with Tyler Santos in that fight. Dakota Ditcheva bullied Tyler Santos, and that shocked me. I thought when Santos was in the PFL, I'm like, she's the best women's flyweight at PFL. And I thought Dakota was a hype job who was going to get humbled by Santos. When I saw Dakota do what she's done to all her other victims, I'm like, okay, Ditcheva is a problem. And if Tyler Santos stayed in the UFC, I don't think she'd be champion, but I do think Santos would still be a problem in the top 5 of this division. And the fact that Dakota smoked her, that just sent a message to all the top girls in the UFC, women's flyweight division. Facts, DJ. I've been telling people Manon didn't want to fight Val until she lost to Grasso. But before that, Manon kept saying she wanted another fight and needed cage time. I know, it was ridiculous. But like I said, Val doesn't have the fear factor anymore. Those days are over. Over. Done. People are not afraid of Shevchenko. Even though they respect her, people aren't afraid. And I'm glad people aren't afraid of her anymore because it was pathetic. Even if you can't beat her, take that chance. Go for it. Val needs opponents. And bro, I remember that phase where everyone was saying Grasso was ducking Valentina. Do you remember that? And I was having to defend Grasso and make videos saying Grasso's not scared. I mean, it wasn't a good look that Grasso said, "Oh, I need a little more 5-round experience." Like, I do believe maybe Grasso was a bit shook at the idea of fighting Shevchenko. Like, I do believe she had that much reverence for her and respect for her and thought, damn, I don't know if I'm ready, but it didn't mean she didn't want the fight. She just didn't want to immediately ask for it. But the moment she got offered, she wasn't stupid enough to decline. She's like, you know what? I'm going to take this fight because I want to be the champion. And I guarantee you that was probably Grasso's mindset was, I don't know if I'm going to win, but I want to be the champion and I have to train my hardest. I have to come up with my best game plan and I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. So, and then once she won the first fight, her confidence was like at an all-time high. I just hope that now that she's lost the third fight, I hope her confidence isn't shattered now. I'm kind of worried. Like, what if going into this fight with Natalia Silva, that her confidence isn't going to be the same? Because, yeah, she was the one to beat Val, but she didn't officially do it twice, and she got destroyed in the trilogy. That kind of brought her down to earth. That definitely took away her belief that she was better than Val or the best in the division. So I just hope what that loss didn't deter her or discourage her, but rather
only motivated her, only made her angry, and only made her want to come back stronger. Because if Grasso can come back with that same mindset she had ahead of the first two Val fights, I think she should win this fight. And I think she should expose Natalia Silva. Valentina is going to submit Manon Furo in round 4. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, either way, I know Val's going to win. But sub, we'll find out. I think Val's going to win by decision. That's my opinion. Dakota knows who runs this whole game. Dakota believes it's her. She believes she runs the game. But Grasso better win this fight this Saturday. If Grasso win or loses, I'm going to be so pissed, bro. It's going to be a generational crash out, man. I crashed out so hard when Valentina Shevchenko won that third fight. I was so pissed. So if Grasso loses again, like, oh my God, bro. It's going to suck. Because right now, Grasso isn't getting the respect she deserves. And if she loses, people are going to deem her as irrelevant. She'll fall into obscurity and she'll be remembered as that fluke champion who got lucky and was never that good. If she can at least beat Natalia, people are going to respect her as a former champion. People are going to be like, okay, Grasso really was that good. And she only lost the trilogy because Val was also that good. Like, Grasso has to win this fight to get back her dignity, to get back her pride, to get back her respect, to get back her aura. Because if she loses, again, all of that gets erased. Natalia's demeanor reminds me of a young Amanda Nunes when she was fighting Kat Zingano. Ooh, that's interesting. And when we saw how that Kat Zingano versus Amanda Nunes fight ended, MMA art, Nunes was young, confident, and got humbled, got destroyed, although she went on to become the GOAT after. Maybe we'll see the same thing happen here, I hope. What happened to Santos after the bullet sent her to the hospital? Downhill. Grasso might go downhill after that toy job. Even though they did a good job, they're never the same after that one fight. Well, didn't Tyler Santos at least win 2 fights afterwards? I don't think Santos looked diminished. Like, she looked good against Blanchfield. She just folded to Blanchfield's cardio and pressure. But Santos looked dangerous in that Blanchfield fight. And she won, I think, 2 PFL fights by sub. I mean, maybe it was 1. But she only has 1 loss in the PFL, which is to Dakota Ditcheva. I don't think Santos is completely diminished. And Grasso, I mean, she got humiliated and humbled, but she didn't take damage in that fight. Santos got her orbital destroyed. Like, she took some damage that could have been career-changing. All that happened to Grasso is she just got taken down and controlled for most of the fight. She didn't get beat up at all. I mean, again, it's possible she might not be the same if her confidence is truly hurt or stripped, but we'll see. I mean, Dakota's not wrong. I do agree that was the best fight in the world, and that should be her dream fight, and I hope we see it. But doesn't mean that Dakota doesn't believe she herself can't beat Valentina. I'll be shocked as fuck if Grasso beats Natalia. Honestly, I don't see it. See, this is the problem, bro. Everyone's doubting Alexa Grasso. It's ridiculous how many people are counting her out in this fight. As if she didn't beat Valentina Shevchenko in that first fight. As if she didn't figure out her striking and take the striking to her and be competitive on the feet. As if she didn't pop her in the mouth with that 1-2 in the first fight. As if she didn't choke her out. As if she didn't even drop her. As if she's not even the only person to ever drop Valentina.
as if she's not a former champion, as if she's not 5-1 in this division. It's crazy. Grasso is literally more proven, more battle tested. Okay, who is Natalia Silva beat other than Jessica Andrade? This is her first ever top 5 opponent. This is her first real test. I don't think Grasso should be the underdog, but I also don't think she should be that heavily counted out either. Like, I don't see Natalia Silva as like this unbeatable goddess. Like, if anything, Valentina Shevchenko was a harder fight than Natalia Silva, because Shevchenko, I think, has better striking than Natalia. And Shevchenko has really good grappling. She's well-rounded. If the striking's tough, she can just take you down and maul you, right? Or she can dominate you on the feet and dominate you on the ground if she wants to. All Natalia has is striking. That's it. She has a style that expends so much energy, a lot of movement, a lot of backpedaling. She's slowed down against Andrade. She gets backed up against the cage easily. There is no takedown threat from Natalia Silva. Natalia's never been tested in the pocket by a legit boxer before. So I don't get that crap that, oh, I don't see her winning. It'll be shocking. Like, I don't think it should be shocking if Grasso gets a win over anybody. She's just that good. She had a dominant rise to the title. She won the belt. She didn't have a dominant reign because she was tied down to that Val trilogy, but Grasso is still one of the best of the best. She probably hits hard, but the one will never fold to a couple body shots. She'll eat that for breakfast, probably because she's got tight abs. But then so does Santos. Santos is jacked, and those body shots folded her. So if Dakota can land a well-placed liver shot, anything's possible. Natalia's style is hard to prepare for. So is Valentina's style. And Grasso prepared well and beat her. So, and she won the world title. Like, if Natalia Silva wins this fight against Grasso, then okay, I'm proven wrong. She is legit. Do I think she's a future champion? No, I don't think she'll win the belt. Even if she beats Grasso, I do eventually think she's going to lose. I think Valentina Shevchenko beats Natalia because I think her striking is better. Natalia only has 2-round cardio. The last really good striker that she fought was Marina Rodriguez, and she lost. And Marina's a Muay Thai striker. So is Valentina Shevchenko. Val, better cardio, better striking, can out-wrestle her if she wants to. Manon Furo can match the striking. She's got the grit. She's got the pressure to break Natalia Silva. So we'll see, but I don't think Natalia's getting that belt, even if she beats Alexa. Like, if she beats Alexa, congrats, but we'll see. I'm still not going to be sold on Natalia unless she actually gets that belt. And maybe this sounds like coke because I like Alexa and I should give credit where credit is due. And I mean, I will give her credit, but I just don't see Natalia as like this unbeatable force. I just don't. Like, cool, she beat Jessica Andrade, who, despite being dangerous, is literally a stepping stone for any top fighter, for any prospect in any division. Andrade, short, stumpy, predictable, brawler. Easy style for Natalia to dance around and for her striking to look good against, right? Jazz Divisius is a pretty good win because Jazz is pressure, grinder, grappling. She's great, right? But it's Jazz Divisius. Okay, she beat Vivi Araujo. So did Alexa Grasso. Like, I think Val wins if Dakota fights her now. But if Dakota comes to the UFC after 2 years and Val is almost 40, I'll be rooting for Val, but I'll be nervous as fuck because Dakota's no joke. Yeah, and I do think Dakota's going to sign with the UFC. I'm going to predict November 2025. We're going to hear the news that she's signing with the UFC
and then she's going to have a fight booked for like January to March or something of 2026. And by that point, Val's going to be 38, right? 37, 38. So she's going to be up there in age, and Dakota's only going to get better with time. So I agree with that take. Um, I got to watch both fights again. I thought Natalia looked really good. I thought both looked great. It's kind of hard to make a comparison. I'll rewatch it though, and then I'll give my answers. I mean, I could say Grasso because I mean she showed she could go all 5 rounds, didn't really fatigue. I mean, it was a competitive fight. I don't think Natalia's fight with her was competitive, but oh, don't worry if Silva wins, just a matter of time before her ass is forced to bow down. I still think Dakota has the highest chance of beating Val, even now compared to other girls, especially if she fights her later. Vivi was panic clinching when she fought Natalia. That tells me everything I need to know. I mean, she was clinching a lot against Grasso too, from what I remember. Ooh, how do you think Kyle Prebolek beats BSD? I'm curious. Cause I know Kyle Prebolek has like 10 wins by knockout or something, but hasn't he like never won the UFC or something like that? And now he's just coming back. I wonder when they're gonna book a Dariush fight. Me too. I think they need to rebook that Moicano fight like as soon as possible. Man, if BSD loses, bro, like he's definitely gonna get cut. Grasso is gonna knock her out. I hope so. I got Grasso by decision, 29-28, but I would not be shocked, man, if Grasso knocked her out. Grasso has hands, she's got power. Natalia's never had that chin tested, so Valentina literally laid on her and did no damage. Facts. Ruffy sleeps Benil. I agree. Benil Dariush, his chin is toast, and he folds to literally every knockout artist he faces. Jack's putting Bilal's lights out. Hey, that's a bold pick. I mean, it could happen. JDM is powerful, and Bilal, he does get rocked in some fights. And Jack can box. Jack can put together combinations well. He just has to lure Bilal in like an in close pocket exchange, get him up against the cage, or Bilal has to get too overconfident in close, and then maybe he can land one of those bombs and put him away. And you know what? Weirdly enough, I can kind of see Jack putting away Bilal the exact same way Luke did. Like, do not be surprised if JDM catches Bilal lunging in with like a lead left hook, because that's the same shot Luke landed. And I watched JDM versus Burns yesterday. That the way he was striking and moving and standing in that stance, it kind of reminded me of how Luke fights. That's why I'm kind of getting those vibes now when thinking about this fight. I mean, I still got Bilal, but if Jack gets a finish, that's exactly how he's going to finish Bilal. He's going to put him out exactly like that. The exact same punch. Bilal's going to fall the exact same way and get finished by the exact same follow-ups if he loses. Yeah, he did. I mean, not the second time, but yeah, that first time he put him away. Natalia got good striking. Yeah, she does. But is her striking better than Grasso? We're going to find out. Oh yeah, Bilal's got very underrated stand up. I mean, he stunned Leon Edwards a couple of times in that fight. Stunned him with a good uppercut too. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Grasso's got the better hands. Natalia's got the better kicks. And I think this fight's ultimately just going to come down to who's going to be able to work their strengths in the striking more. Is Natalia going to be able to disrupt the boxing of Grasso with her kicks, or is Grasso going to be able to smother the kicks of Natalia, the kickboxing of Natalia with her boxing? I think the latter is going to happen. I think Grasso is going to put pressure on her. She's going to get her against the cage, force her in boxing range, and Natalia is going to get very, very uncomfortable. She's going to get hit more than she's used to. She's going to slow down from backing up and moving around a lot. Grasso's going to be the fresher fighter by round 3. I think Grasso might lose the first round, maybe, but I think round 2, she's going to make her reads. She's going to get in the flow, and then round 3, it's going to be all Alexa Grasso. Grasso better not lose all 3 rounds. That'll be 8 rounds in a row. Damn, that's true. Um, Manon is gonna beat Valentina. I hope so, bro. I hope so. Um, 5 rounds would have been better for Grasso. Facts. If this was like a fight night main event, which it easily could have been a fight night main event in the Apex, like the following weekend, like they could have kept Burns Morales on this card and made Grasso and Natalia headline the Apex. And Grasso would definitely have the benefit of 5 rounds because Natalia's cardio is sus. And Grasso has 5-round experience, but 3 rounds could be risky because Natalia is an explosive, fast starter. So we'll see. Grasso cannot afford to take 2 rounds off in this fight. And honestly, it would be better if she didn't lose the first round. Because if she loses the first round, I fear that's going to set the tone for the whole fight. If Grasso's heart and mind is in it, then she will win. Natalia lost to Marina, who is a striker. Grasso is too. Beating Andrade means nothing these days. Exactly. Exactly. Bro, they booked Moicano versus Gaethje. Moicano's going to get slept. That is like an easy win for Justin Gaethje. Jasmine gonna smash Andrade. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it then. Because Jessica Andrade says you have to be a truck to take me down. That's an interesting take by Andrade. Like she seems so confident that Jazz the Vizius can't take her down. I'm really excited about this fight though. And I can actually see Andrade winning this fight. I mean, I'm not picking her, but do not be surprised if Andrade gets that underdog win. Islam beat Moicano like it was nothing. Yeah, I mean, he shut down that Money Moicano hype real quick. Man, that was so disappointing though when Armin pulled out and then we got the Moicano fight. And now at this point, we're never going to get prime Islam against prime Armin. The only fight we're ever going to get between them is literally when both guys were young in the sport. It's so crappy that it's working out that way. Because I was so excited for Armin Saruki and Islam too, with the improvements that both guys made. And I knew that Armin had a style to be a challenge for Islam. But Dana's like, nope, we're not rescheduling. And it's clear that Islam's not staying at lightweight any longer. He's got no intentions to defend that lightweight belt unless Bilal wins. But the fact that they're already saying that Bilal has to win for Islam to stay is already telling that Armin's never going to fight him again. Armin's not even considered to fight Topuria as an alternate. It's either going to be Islam or Charles. So that is annoying. Because Moicano's not that good. Moicano's chinny. He got dropped by Jalen Turner. I don't think Moicano has good enough wrestling to take down Justin Gaethje. he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have good enough pressure or durability to walk through the fire and overwhelm Gaethje like Khabib or Charles Oliveira. If Moicano gets dropped like Charles did, he's not going to get back up and keep coming and then make Gaethje pay for it later. Gaethje is better with his boxing, better in the pocket. He has too much power. Those leg kicks are going to be problematic. And I don't see Gaethje getting taken down. Like, I don't think Moicano beats anybody in the top 5 of the lightweight division. Like, I don't think Moicano's that good. He's good, but Renato Moicano only beats guys like outside the top 10. He probably beats Beneil. He doesn't beat Patty. He probably would lose to Gamrot. He would lose to Hooker, lose to Poirier, lose to Max, lose to Gaethje, lose to Charles, lose to Arman, which is actually funny because he was supposed to fight. I remember when he was supposed to fight Arman Sarukian, but then Moicano got that knee injury. Like, he caught a break with that fight because Arman was going to destroy him. Who's Alexia Thinera? Oh, her, that black chick. That's got that high energy. That's right. The girl who retired, Molly McCann. Yeah, she's an interesting character. Let's be honest, who didn't beat Andrade in striking? She's not a striker. Grasso is way better and way more technical. This fight will show us how good Natalia really is. Exactly. I mean, even Blanchfield literally pieced up Andrade on the feet. And Blanchfield can't strike, and she outstruck Andrade, which is interesting. Because I remember going into that fight thinking Andrade has such a clear advantage on the feet, and she didn't. Moicano sucks, I agree. JDM versus Islam will be a wild fight. Definitely. Definitely. I don't know. I think Islam could be a double champion. I think I would pick him to beat Jack, and I would definitely pick him to beat Bilal. I mean, Leon got Bilal's back a bunch of times, got good control time. I'd imagine Islam is way more physically stronger than Leon and definitely a better wrestler. Jack would be a dangerous fight, and he trains with Craig Jones. He's got that power in boxing, but I think Makhachev can out-grapple him the same way Burns was doing, but Islam has way more skill than Gilbert Burns. Yeah, I remember she subbed Molly. I believe Dariush was going to beat Moicano too. He probably would have, because, I mean, I know I picked Moicano, but let's be real. Moicano's got no power. Beneil only loses to fast starters who can knock him out. I don't think Moicano's that much better of a striker than Beneil. And Beneil has great grappling, great takedown defense, great scrambling ability. He wasn't going to get out grappled. If he was going to lose, he would have had to have got knocked out. And I don't know if that was going to happen. Andrade is done. Yeah, I think so too. Especially if she loses this fight, man. Like, yeah. I don't know why Jessica Andrade. I don't know why Jessica went back to flyweight. Like, she's really interesting with her career decision making because she built momentum at strawweight after losing to Tatiana. She beat Mackenzie Dern. She beat Marina Rodriguez. She should have stayed at strawweight. What the frick was she doing? She was talking about fighting for the title in the strawweight division, yet she took the fight with Natalia at flyweight and is taking another flyweight fight. Like, Andrade at flyweight, she just isn't it anymore. Strawweight, Andrade is still kind of a problem.
and has a chance at being a title contender again. But flyweights? I don't understand. Like, okay, in 2020, when she was at flyweight, that was during the weaker era when your top contenders were Chukagian and Cynthia Calvillo, bums like Jessica Ai, Lauren Murphy. But now she's up against, giants like Jazz Davicius, Erin Blanchfield, Manon, Natalia, Grasso. Like, these are girls she just can't beat. Whereas strawweight isn't very talent stacked. She already beat Mackenzie. She already beat what's her face? Amanda Lemos. I still think Jessica can beat a lot of girls at strawweight, except for Tatiana and Wei Li. Like, those are the only two strawweights she can't beat, in my opinion. I think she'd beat Dern again. And I'm pretty sure Dern is like, Dern is like, actually, no, Dern's not ranked higher than her, but Lemos is. But the crazy thing is, Dern is going to get a title shot at strawweight before Jessica ever does. And Jessica beat her. Sumiko Inaba. Who the frick is that? Oh, her. I've seen her before. She's in Bellator. What happened to her? Why do you feel bad for her? Because UFC 315 is in Montreal, so I'm not traveling to Montreal. If it was in Toronto, I would definitely be there, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I'm not in Montreal. I'm in Ontario. I just wish the UFC would go to Toronto again, man. I'm annoyed they're not. Like, because I missed my chance to go to UFC 297. The next time the UFC comes to Toronto, I will be there. Now, I did go to the weigh-ins. I did go to the Alex Pereira meet and greet, and I saw a lot of fighters in person. I even saw Jazz Davicius in person. I saw Pereira in person, Strickland in person, DDP in person, Neil Magny in person, Arnold Allen in person, but I didn't see them in the octagon fighting. So that's kind of a regret of mine. Did you go to Sean Dicklin versus Dickless Duplessis? I only went to the weigh-ins, but yeah, it was interesting seeing these characters in person, especially Sean Strickland. Felt kind of surreal. Jones is a cheat. Yeah, I know. And he's ducking Tom Aspinall. I think Dakota would smash Valentina. She smashes Santos, who beat Val. It's possible. Tala got suspended. I know that's pretty sad. She's been through a lot, like so close to winning a world title and then doesn't win it. She was literally just two judges away, 1-2 scorecards away from being world champion. Doesn't get the fight given to her, doesn't get the belt. And then there's the issues of her not paying her coaches and having to switch teams. And then she loses again, and then gets cut by the UFC, and then loses to Dakota and now gets suspended. Like, poor girl can't catch a break, man. Look who Sumiko is fighting. Okay, I'll do that right now. Oh, she's fighting Dakota. Okay, yeah, that's right. They just announced. Yeah, Dakota's gonna destroy her. That's right. They just announced Dakota's next fight for July, but that's not in the tournament, right? Because I heard they excluded Dicheva from the PFL flyweight tournament for some reason. D. Ritter will be champion. We'll see. I heard he was supposed to fight Robert Whitaker, and that should be interesting. And I mean, if he beats Whitaker, then he's going to be very close to a title shot. And who knows? I mean, he's right there. He's also calling out Strickland, but I don't think he's going to get the fight. If he's fighting Whitaker, that means Strickland's going to fight Izzy again. But I mean, if we were to see Rainer de Ritter fight Dricus du Plessis, they're very similar in their awkwardness and their style, their power, their grappling. And who knows? He might have a chance to win that fight. So I wouldn't doubt RDR becoming UFC champion. Yeah, it does. And a lot of fighters are complaining about it right now. And a lot of fighters are leaving. Wait, did they announce it? Dricus and Khamzat in August? Is that official? Like, where are you just making stuff up, or is that actually going to happen? Bro, DDP Khamzat's going to be a crazy fight, though. And what's crazy about that cardio thing is I remember when there was that narrative that Dricus had bad cardio, but now we're seeing this guy can go 5 rounds or finish Israel Adesanya in the 4th round. We've never seen Khamzat go 5 rounds. And every time he goes into the 2nd, 3rd, he always slows down. He always gets beat up if you take him past the 1st round, like what Burns did, Usman did. And if Dricus has him in that kind of trouble with the extra 2 rounds to work with, I think he'll probably finish Khamzat in the 4th or beat him by like a clear decision after like surviving the 1st round. And it's going to be hard to count out Dricus. Now, I picked against him when he fought Whitaker, Strickland the first time, and Izzy. But after he choked out Izzy, I'm like, okay, I can't pick against this guy. And then when he went out there and showed he's more than just a cartoon merchant, a Looney Tunes merchant against Strickland, and was actually technical and shut down his game, I'm like, okay, this guy is a legit problem. And if Khamzat has 1 round to win this fight, it's going to be hard to pick him. Like, I don't know who I'm going to pick because I could see Chimaev mauling him and finishing him in the 1st round. But if he doesn't, he has to prove us wrong that his cardio is a problem. Because if he can't, he's done. Whaley destroyed Suarez. I know. Unfortunate, man. I was pissed about that fight. I really wanted Tatiana Suarez to be the world champion, man, after everything she's been through, everything she's had to overcome, after following her journey for 6 years. All that struggle with no payoff, man. Khamzat has 2 to 3 rounds, not just 1 round. Yeah, but thing is, though, when has he ever had a 2nd round finish in the UFC? All of his finishes are in the 1st round. When he went to round 2 with Burns, he lost that round. When he went round 2 with Usman, he struggled in that round. And then every 3rd round, he never does well. So, like, unless Khamzat really improves his cardio, like, it's going to be hard to confidently pick him. Like, what I'm hoping for is maybe Chimaev surprises people with good cardio like Diego Lopez did against Volk. Because you remember that narrative where everyone said Lopez has to finish Volkanovski in the 1st or 2nd or he'll gas out. But then you saw the fight. Lopez had good cardio. He was literally dangerous every single round and won the 4th round against Volkanovski. Couldn't finish him in the 4th, but busted him up, hurt him in the 4th. So, I mean, if Khamzat can show improved cardio, I think he'll win. Because Khamzat in round 1 is impossible to beat. If he can be like that every single round, I don't think Dricus can beat him. Because I don't think Dricus is stopping those takedowns. I give him at least 2 rounds. It's the gap between the first and that becomes even bigger. Yeah, well, we'll see. Whaley head landed in the nosebleeds. Oh, yeah, when Rose kicked her head. That's right. Good times, man. UFC 261. Rose became a two-time champion, man. What a special night that was. Because I remember, like, after Andrade slept Rose, I knew Rose, if she didn't retire, she'd be champion again. I'm like, please don't retire. Then when it got announced she was coming back, I'm like, she's winning that rematch with Jessica. And then when she got that shot, I'm like, she's got it. She's going to win this. And then when it happened, I remember, like, I was so happy. I was like cheering loud, clapping, like all that weight, all those emotions, it paid off, man. I wish I could have had that same moment with Tatiana Suarez, but can't win them all, I guess. Like Kamzat in round one is unbeatable. After that, he's human. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's why I'm saying if Kamzat could be like that every single round, like if Kamzat had Marab like cardio, no one's beating him. No one. Yeah, I saw that Jack Hermansson's finally back. Hey, this guy has not fought in like a whole year. And I remember people were like, where is Jack? Now we got our answer. And I think Hermansson's going to win that fight against Gregory Rodriguez. If he can like weather that early storm and impose his grappling, wrestling, I think he'll win. Gilbert Burns and Usman made Khamzat look human. They did. Yeah, I'm picking Jack too. Are you saying Khamzat has Myra Bueno Silva cardio? Yeah, Myra's cardio is trash. Her cardio is terrible. She disappointed me in that Raquel fight, man. I remember being so hyped when she subbed Holly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so good. She's a good contender. She might be the next champion. And I picked her to beat Raquel, and then when she just like gassed after round one and had nothing, I was ticked off because I did not want Raquel to get that belt. Oh yeah, Kamzat and Shavkat would have like fed families, two undefeated juggernauts going at it. They could have fought too. I mean, they both made their UFC debuts in 2020. Um, they both had good 2021s and 2022s. They could have definitely fought each other at one point, but their careers went down different paths. Kamzat went from being one of the most active fighters ever to inactive and then switching weight classes. So if Kamzat stayed at 170, we would have saw that fight eventually. Oh yeah, are you talking about Aaron Blanchfield's girlfriend, Fatima, whatever her name is? Yeah, that would have been good, but I'll take the Islam Shavkat as a replacement for that. Yeah, that's also a good fight. Um, yeah, I've always thought Shavkat Ratmanov would beat Kamzat Chimaev. I've said that for years because I don't think Shavkat's just going to get taken down a ragdoll like that. And if it's a stand-up fight, Shavkat Ratmanov is winning. No, he's I think he's from Kazakhstan or something. He's not Russian though. Excuse me. Hell, Islam said he can beat DDP. Give me Islam Kamzat. I don't think they would fight. Nah. And I don't think Islam does good at middleweight, man. There's weight classes for a reason. The way Islam's style is effective at lightweight, I think it will do well at welterweight, but it's not going to do good at middleweight, bro. Yes, that's right. I remember that fight where Gary did good. Ian Gary's a really good fighter. I mean, I don't like him personally. I think he's annoying, but the guy can fight. He's really skilled, and he showed that against Prates.
All right. Anyway, I gotta go. It's late, and I gotta be a little more quiet in my house now. But it was a fun stream, and I might go live on fight day. We'll see. But yeah, peace out.